Hi, I'm Stephanie, and tomorrow, yes, I really did mean tomorrow, because tomorrow my yard is getting an overhaul. We are having artificial grass installed. So all of this that you see back here, and I'll show you this in a moment. So as you can see, we don't have much by the way of grass anymore. It's kind of funny because a few years ago, actually 2 years ago to be exact, Jim and I were taking care of our own yard, and this is what our grass looked like then. We got a little tired of taking care of our own yard. Got to be a lot of work, so we hired somebody new. And unfortunately, after we hired somebody, this is what our grass turned into. Now, I understand we have rabbits. They are a big problem, but I don't think that they're such a problem as to cause all of this. So I'm gonna step back in a moment here. I'm gonna come on back this way. Part of the overhaul is not only going to be replacing the existing grass with artificial grass, but we're going to add a border. Now that border is kind of an extension of this corner here. So we've asked for a little extension. It'll be about 3 feet out, so we'll still have a border like this, and eventually I'll come up with something really pretty for this corner. I'm looking forward to that too. But we're gonna have a wall about that same height come along this back wall here so that the grass won't go all the way to the wall. And the same goes for this wall over here. I realize the sun might be in the way of this shot, so I'm sorry for that. Maybe I'll come back this way a little bit. The same raised wall is going to be along this side of the grass so that the grass won't go all the way to the big wall. You're probably wondering, why does our wall look like this? Because we haven't painted it yet, but that's another part of the project. We will get that painted so it all looks new. But look at this. There's so many dead areas like this here. Now, the artificial grass is going to be continuing here where we see the rocks. I'm going to move my little pots here, but then these rocks will be removed and the artificial grass will continue through here. We'll leave the step stones here beside the pool. So those two will be here. There should be grass going around them. And now over on this side, see, we have 2 sections of grass. And the grass over here, most of this is going to be torn up and we're having pavers put down. There will be a big section of pavers with another border along the wall over here. It won't be a raised border, but the grass will not come all the way to the edge of the wall. I think it'll just look nice to have a little break in between there. And then right about here, I'm gonna come on around here. This section through here will still be artificial grass. So we'll have artificial grass through here, and there will be just a little narrow strip that comes across here and meets up with where we see the rocks now. The artificial grass will go all the way through, so it will be connected. And it will be connected with this section of the yard over here. And then the pavers, I mentioned the pavers. That's because Jim's smoker is right here. And we wanted a chance to pull it out off the main patio, and it will come over here. So we'll have a little extended barbecue area. Come on back here, kind of see what that'll be like. So pretty much where you see the shadow of the house now, it's kind of close to where the pavers will be. It starts tomorrow. I'll see what I can do about recording some of the progress tomorrow. What have we got here? Is this the sand?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Hello.
Or-
You can see me in there.
Or it's like pebbles or something.
Okay. Yeah. Sand, whole grain. I see that on here. And then this yellow roll, probably. Oh, there it says right there. Weed ender. Yep. Pavers. So we've got the small ones on top. And as we were looking, we wanted different sizes, and it's hard to tell, but it looks like there's some larger ones down on the bottom. Okay, Phoenix pavers, territorial blend, that's what we've ordered. And then up here is the sand. Actually sand and what else? Cement. All right, so in the next few days, This will transform our backyard. We'll show you that next. Good morning. Today's the day. Here's my yard now. After this morning, it'll start to be torn up and, oh, I can't wait. See that over there? Yeah, you see that nugget? Yep, I'm hoping. Yeah, maybe getting distorted as I zoom in too much. But I'm hoping that once we start digging this up, that will become a thing of the past. Yeah, I'm tired of seeing rabbits in my yard every day. Okay, good morning. It is nice and sun shining and bright. There went a bird. Well, the reason I'm filming right now is you'll notice it's quiet other than that bird. See, yesterday I got a text message confirmation from the project manager that they would be here ready to start bright and early between 6:30 and 8:30. Well, it's almost 10:30. Nothing. Well, it's the end of the day, about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm just sitting out on my quiet patio. Day one was a bust. Nobody showed up. And I understand why. It turns out that the project manager's wife had a medical emergency and she went to the emergency room. Understandable. I'm glad that she's going to be okay. What I don't understand is why I had to reach out to them several hours after they were scheduled to appear or to arrive to find out why nobody was here. That was the frustrating part. And I know he was probably panicking about his wife not thinking, but I had to reach out to our project manager, who didn't even know that nobody was here several hours after they were scheduled to be here. A little frustrated about that part, but it turns out that they are going to get a new crew out here on Saturday. And even though we were told it would be a most likely 4-day project, now they're saying that they're going to get it done in 2 days. I don't believe that, but I had set in my mind that they would start on Thursday, work Friday, and then probably not work over the weekend, come back Monday and wrap up Tuesday, which is fine because next Thursday we're going to Disneyland, so it has to be done no later than next Wednesday. So if they do start on Saturday, even if it takes 4 days straight, we're still on time. So everything will work out so long as everybody does in fact show up here on Saturday. And I guess we'll tune back in Saturday morning and we'll see how it goes. And so it begins. Happy Saturday. They arrived. They're out there starting to dig up the yard. This is fascinating to watch. Look at this. You'll probably see me now. Look at this. They just, oh, here we go. See that? Rolling it up. Oh, I'm so excited. Making progress quickly. It's a beautiful thing to see this getting torn up. Yeah, I know. They're working fast.
Yeah, they've been at this like 20 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. This has taken about 20 minutes so far. And they've got a good chunk of this grass picked up.
And all this grass right here is cut up. It's just not picked up.
All this over here, it's kind of hard to see from here, but yeah, I see what you're talking about there. Jim pointed out, he's doing this with no gloves. Yeah, I had a feeling this section over here was going to be a lot more manual. This was all dead in that back corner where this man is shuffling right here. Yep, or shuffling. Shoveling, I can talk. Oh, okay, I guess that's not so bad. It just didn't roll up. Oh, good. That's not so bad. Nice. What have we got over here? How weird, there's like this spot in the middle right there that he's using the pick at. I don't think there was a sprinkler there. I know that along the edges there were sprinklers, so that might be why one of them is picking right here, just to make sure he didn't get the sprinklers. I don't know. Just fascinating to watch. Wow, look how smooth this is already looking. Oh my. Oh, they're moving quickly. Okay, this is interesting. Here's the next phase. He's got an orange line, kind of hard to see, very fine rope out there. And I think that's measuring off the 3 feet that's going to become the wall. And I started to watch him tear away some of the border that's back there. Oh, no, he has not torn off the border yet. He was simply pounding in the stake to mark what the 3-foot line will be. Okay, here, let me zoom out a little bit. That was too far in. Okay. Interesting. How funny, because you're right. I didn't even catch that. They removed all of the bricks around the wall down here. Okay, making some good measurements. He's got the pink line. Hard to see in the camera, but there's a tiny little pink line over there marking off 3 feet from the wall. Excellent. All right, let's zoom back out. Yeah, those bricks are gone. Sweet. So in case you were wondering, yes, they're digging up the rocks now. Putting them in the wheelbarrow. That's what they're doing. So that's the area where all the rocks were. Getting all the way through it. Whew, that's some serious work. So a lot of the rocks are now gone, torn up, borders are gone.
Oh, they did get up in there. Oh,
Yeah. Actually, this kind of opens this up without having the rocks right here. Just standing here at this angle. Look at that. It looks like it opens it up a little bit more.
yeah.
And when that's all green, oh, I'm excited. And then this guy back here has already removed the border, and where the wheelbarrow is, there's going to be grass. Well, artificial grass. But they are making some great progress this morning. And what time is it? It is
Just after 10.
just after 10 o'clock in the morning.
They've been here for about 3 hours. They've been working for about 3 hours.
Okay, about 3 hours. Sounds right. Okay. Coming along. And over on this side, it's a little hard to tell because of the angle, but they've already got the pink wire measuring out exactly where the edge of the pavers will be. See if I zoom in, you can see it. There it is right there. See that? So that's where the pavers will be on the left. There will be grass on the right. And it looks like they've even wet this down a little bit. Oh, did you hear a horn honk? I just heard the thump. So what's going on out here? Oh, look at that. Oh, wow, we do. Got a big old dump truck here. Okay, so I thought I would come upstairs and get a shot of this from the second floor. Interesting. Yeah, I think Jim was onto something. I can't remember if I recorded this earlier. He mentioned that the area that's wet down here is where the pavers are going to go. So that might be important to keep the pavers firm and steady, to give them a solid foundation to lay them out later. But it's interesting to me that they kind of stopped peeling up the grass and instead took over peeling away the rocks, scraping away and removing the rocks. Like back here, we're changing the border a little bit. We're extending the grass along the edge of the pool a little further in front of those 3 bushes. That used to just be a big old pile of rocks. Yeah, that didn't do anything. So yeah, here we are so far. Can we see anything down here? Yeah, see, this used to be rocks. We watched them dig that up. There was going to be grass around those 2 giant stepping stones all the way through here. Progress. Okay, so it's been an hour or so. I took my shower. I'm actually getting ready to make a batch of soap, which I will record separately. I know, it's kind of weird. I'm making 2 vlogs at the same time on the same day. But in that time, looks like they've emptied the bags. There's a huge mound of sand out in the front yard. Not in the front yard, but in the street. I'll show you that in a moment. But they've been carrying it back here in wheelbarrows. They've even got some mound over here. Interesting. How are they going to do that? And then what's really weird is they haven't even, here, let me back out again. They never did finish pulling up the grass over there. They just kind of paused on there. I wonder why. No worries. I'm just kind of fascinated watching. Okay, see, just brought out some sand. There it is. So this is a base layer, I guess. Wow. Hi. So I came outside to come take a little peek. Let's see here. Looks like the truck is gone, so they may be taking a little bit of a break. I'm not quite sure, but wow. Take a look at this as I walk around behind me here. We've got all these mounds of dirt. All kinds of mounds of dirt. They've dug up. Can we see back here? Okay, let's try. It's kind of hard to tell. I will point this around the other way in just a second. Hold on, let's do this. Let's do this. Sun, bright. But look over here. It's all dirt. All this ugly grass being torn up. It's all dirt now. Now it also looks like the, what am I trying to say? That little pink string that was marking this off, this is gone. I don't know why. Not quite sure what that's about. Here we go. And now let's come to the other side here, on the other side of the pool. So most of the rocks are all pulled out here. And now we just have mounds and mounds and mounds of dirt. The pink string's over here. Pink string is through here. Pink string is back here. And there's the stake that they put in the ground. There's the little sprinkler hose. Drip line. That's the term I was looking for. Here we are. Progress. It's been a couple of hours since the crew left, and I guess they're done for the day. It's only, oh crud, what time is it? Like 2 something? A little surprised. Given that they had, I never thought for a second that they were going to finish this job in 2 days. The original estimate was 3 to 4, and that's still what I'm expecting. But the fact that when they had to reschedule, and our project manager said, oh, this crew is so good they'll knock it out in 2 days. Right. Not if they don't come back. But they do have everything. Actually, that shadow is a perfect indication of where the edge of the wall is going to be. Look at that. The string is almost right on the shadow. Okay. It almost looks soft enough that makes me want to run and jump on it. Like Linus. No, I won't. But still, they tore everything up nicely. Although it's funny, look, one little patch right here. One little patch left right here. And then of course, over here, let's come around this column here. The grass is still here. Jim thinks they already went through it and with the great big grinder and tore it up, so I have a feeling, yeah, I can see the lines here. So their machine went through and ripped it up, but then they just kind of stopped digging it up. I wonder, I think Jim mentioned this too, I wonder if they just, everything got full and they had to unload, and maybe decided after they unloaded it, their dumpster or whatever it is they had, maybe it just got to be too late and they decided not to come back. I don't know. It doesn't seem too late to me. And here's my next question. Why is the string gone? Remember, there was a pink string right here. I had a picture of that earlier, but it's gone now. So did something happen? I'm confused. No idea. I see that. Busted sprinkler head. Could that have caused the delay?
No.
I mean, they could still have been working on the other side. Yeah.
There's no reason that's still here.
I guess it would just be nice if they communicated that with us and just told us, we're done for today, we'll be back, we still expect to be done at such and such time. Again, it's just a communication issue. I feel better when, just tell me. Let me know. Well, I guess we'll see them back tomorrow. I hope we'll see them back tomorrow. Do you think we'll see them back tomorrow? I don't know. Good morning. It's Sunday. You're probably figuring out, if you're watching this, or if it's me looking at this years from now trying to figure this out. It's Sunday. Jim and I are in the car running some errands. That means nobody's at the house working on the yard. So I don't know if they were supposed to. They didn't make that clear, and I realize I should have been better at asking that to be sure. So I have put in another text message to our project manager, because yesterday I kept saying project manager when I meant foreman, just to get an idea what the schedule is supposed to be going forward. I want to know what day they're going to be here and when they expect to be done. So when I know, I'll share it with you. So it's Sunday night. They never did come back. And I'm just standing outside now, out front, because I want to show you some things. I have a few thoughts about the progress so far and what they've left out front. Let me show you. So you remember this from the first day? So these are still here, and that's okay, except that they've added to it. When they tore out the little brick wall in the back corner, they left all the bricks over here. Notice this goes up to the next driveway. Tomorrow is garbage day, trash pickup day. I have no place to put my trash cans. You might think, well, let's just put them on the other side. Let me show you why I can't do that either. So do you remember the mounds of sand in the backyard? Well, this is where they got the sand from. It's right on the other side of my driveway. Looks like they emptied a bunch of these bags that were piled up here. Left a bottle of water. I'll pick that up in a minute. But they unloaded, emptied all of them, and then they didn't come back today. So now on the other side of my driveway, well, I have two concerns. One is I still don't have a place to wheel out my trash cans tonight. And now I feel a little bit responsible for interfering with the neighbor's business. And I don't know what I can do. I would love to be able to come out and just shovel it up and put it somewhere. But I'm disappointed that they emptied all of them, even though they had no intention of using all of them yet. I don't see why, if they were not going to come back until Monday, which I'm hoping they come back Monday, they should have only opened up as many bags of sand that they needed at that time. That's a problem. I mean, I'm glad they put the cone out there, but the fact that they did this and still have not communicated with us is a cause of concern of mine. Neighbors are starting to wheel out their trash cans. I don't know where I'm going to put mine. Okay, I'm finished with my rant for now. There's nothing I can do about it right now. We'll just have to keep our fingers crossed that first thing tomorrow morning, they're back. And if not, well, I won't just be texting our project manager, I will be on the phone with him. We'll see what happens. Have a good night. Hello, hello. It is Monday afternoon, about 12:50 right now. Shall I scan the yard? Looks exactly as it was on Saturday at 1 o'clock, so it has now been 48 hours. This morning at about 7:48 to be exact, he did get back to me and he said that he's hoping to get the crew out here today between 12 and 1 because they're waiting on the brick to arrive so that they can build the wall. Remember, there's going to be a little retainer wall on the side of the yard with the mounds of sand. I got back to him right away and asked, well, what about the grass that can still be cleaned up over here? Because remember now, this grass has already been tilled and they just stopped cleaning it up over here. So it's still here. Some of it's dying, some of it's still growing. And then we still have the dirt over here. Now, keep in mind, one of my questions to him was, why not finish picking up and cleaning up all of this grass behind me? And we do have all of the pavers in stock. They're delivered, they're sitting outside in the front yard. Why can't they be working on this side while they're waiting for the bricks to build the wall on this side? I have not heard back. That was at about 8 o'clock this morning. Just not even 8 o'clock this morning. So then an hour later, just before 9, I texted him back again, reminding him that we're going out of town on Thursday. So this job must be completed no later than Wednesday. I don't know if I shared this with you. When we were on the phone on last Thursday, when nobody showed up, he was confident that this was a 2-day job and he was sending out his best crew and they were going to knock out the whole thing in 2 days. I knew that that was a red flag, that this guy either was selling me a line or he just did not grasp the magnitude of the project that he was managing. But it's this lack of communication. And again, it's now almost 1 o'clock and I can tell you, in looking in the front yard, that the bricks have not been delivered and there's no crew here. And I'm confident that I'm not going to hear from him again today, so I'll be reaching out to more people within the company. It's clear to me that maybe he is a great project manager for some people, but he and I are not a good fit. Well, there we go. The truck's here. We're just trying to figure out where they're going to leave the bricks. We were just discussing the best place really is right here, because over here on this side of the driveway is the big old pile of sand. We're still waiting for our trash to get picked up. On this side of the driveway is where we have the roll of turf and some of the other components. Now it looks like the guys scooped up the old bricks and their truck is gone, so hopefully that means that's on its way to the dump, even though they left us that and a wheelbarrow full of somebody else's old turf. And now we've got this great big truck here waiting to unload. Must be the new brick. But Jim and I were just discussing the best place we can think to put it is going to be right here. So clearly we need to provide some direction today. Everything on the truck is ours. There are 4 more stacks. And check this out. If I look over here, this is what we've loaded up. 2 of those stacks, running out of room. So now we're thinking about loading up in front of the driveway right here. Wow. Okay, so this gets even better. See that? There's the trash pickup truck down there. Do you see how much space this guy's taking up in the middle of the street? Is the trash truck going to fit over there? Or better yet, is the trash truck going to fit on this side when he has to go around and pick up trash on this side of the street? Here he comes. Yeah, another delivery. Okay, so yeah, Jim is directing him to come up over here Okay, this is the part I want to see. Does he fit? And maybe I'm panicking over nothing. Oh, look at that. I think he is going to fit over there. Maybe. Looky there. They're picking up the grass. About time. Was that harsh? Sorry. Hey, so I just got back from the dentist, and in an hour and a half, we've got pavers down here. And behind Jim over here, all that grass that was torn up got cleaned out. Well, looky there. So, of course, the big question of the day, will they be back tomorrow? And if so, when? Will I ever hear from our project manager again? Having my doubts. Oh, yeah. Made some headway. Yeah, this will be nice when this side gets cleaned up. Left a couple of bags out here though. And then we still have, so that's what's left of the sand, which after talking about this a little further with Jim after I recorded my little rant about leaving a pile of sand out here, I think he's right. He said that that's what that big truck came here on Saturday morning. Well, there was that big truck that came by. I assumed that that big truck was picking up a load of garbage and trash to go take, but in reality, I think it was dropping off this mound of sand. So that explains why the workers have been wheeling wheelbarrows back and forth. And then over here, nothing has changed really over here. We've still got the bags of sand, box of nails, which I might take that box of nails inside. We've done that a couple of times. Of all things here, of all things, yeah, I'm just nervous that that's the one thing that somebody's going to come along during the night and help themselves to. But over here, this pile right here is where the trash had been when they tore up the corner wall, the existing corner wall. So I'm glad that got picked up. And then over here, that's all the new pallets that got dropped off today. Lots more to build. Good morning, it's Tuesday. Workers arrived nice and early. They were here, I want to say 6:30, 6:45. Wall's going up. Okay, check this out. That must be the cement that he's mixing in there because he's been running the hose. But wall's going up. Slowly but surely. Because it's actually going to go all the way over here too. Back here, around the corner. They're going to keep the round shape at the corner, so I think that's what they're eyeballing right now. And all along here. Looks like we've got 2 full layers of the wall. And there should only be 1 more. I'm pretty sure we're doing it 3 layers high. Okay, it's taking shape. Although I am surprised it's going up a level of 4. And maybe that's just because these particular bricks are not as tall as the old ones there. There were 3 previously. They're probably going up the same height. But it's taking shape. Nugget approves. I wonder what the top's going to look like, because obviously we're not going to have the pieces with the holes in the top. So there's going to be another row or a capping or something. But I'm trying to picture, is it going to just be solid bricks, I would assume?
Probably.
Yeah. Zoom out a little bit. I think when I zoom in, it doesn't look very good. There we go. Getting there. And how about down here? Down here, well, it looks like, okay. They've got the line there, and these are already cemented in. Well, my yard's a mess, but it's a good mess. It means they're making progress. So I'm a little bit intrigued, just because we've got this corner form down here that's going to frame the grass. So on the other side, I wonder what the plan is over there, because to the left of that edging is where there will be another border. It's not a raised border. I mean, I realize there's going to be gravel there, but what's going to be separating the gravel from, or will anything be separating the gravel from that hedge? Maybe that's going to be open because there's already gravel there. Interesting. I don't know if you can hear any of this. They're putting the final cap on the wall, starting over from the left. They've been here all day. Can't complain about that. It's now about around 3:30. They've been going since 6:40. Well, good evening. What's today? Tuesday. And it's just before 5 o'clock. The crew of 2 showed up this morning nice and early, about 6:40. And they just now left. So they've been working all day long. Real happy with the work when the guys come out. I can't deny that. Let's take a look and I'll show you what they've done today. So over on this side, this is where Jim's barbecue or smoker is going to go. On the pavers over here, I'm not going to walk on it yet, but around over here, they added the addition of this paver edging. This is an edging that will separate the artificial grass, which will be on this side, and a border. I think it's going to be a gravel border on that side. Now let's come around to the other side, because this is where most of the work was done today. I was putting up this wall. I specifically asked for this wall, and I couldn't be happier. Take a look at this. How nice is that? So this will be my little planter wall. I haven't decided what kind of plants. I can promise you they will be low maintenance, low water plants. Not sure about cactus necessarily, but I think this is going to make the yard, the finished look, just a little bit nicer and cozier and a little bit more finished. I never liked the grass just going to the wall and ending. It looked so boring. But what a nice job they did. It actually comes out quite a bit further than the old one. You see the line where the old one went? Gives me a lot more room back here to figure out what to do with. And then over here, this came out. I'm gonna take a walk over here. And so now the grass is going to continue through here when we're done. This was just gravel here, and it was kind of wasted gravel space. So the grass will open up a little bit, but I couldn't be happier with this finished job today. I do, however, have a little bit of a concern, and that concern takes us out to the front yard. I'll explain. About a week or so before the job was set to begin, I was contacted by the company and I was told that all of the materials and supplies would be dropped off curbside the day before the job was scheduled to begin, which was last Thursday. I showed you that many times out front, everything on the front curb. And then on Saturday when the guys were here, they were concerned, didn't tell me about it until I reached out, that the bricks for the wall hadn't arrived. So so let me think about this. The bricks for the wall were delivered yesterday. That was the great big truck that arrived, and there was so much material that we had to put some of it, I'll show you here. If you recall, we had to put some of the materials here, and then in the driveway, sorry if the sun shades some of this, we put the rest of it right here because we ran out of space for storing it. Now that the brick wall is about done, what is this? I'm at a loss. Now I have a theory, and that is that there's going to be more edging to go around where the grass is going to be installed. And maybe that's what these here are for. But they look like bricks for the wall. The wall is done. That seems like they ordered an awful lot more than we needed. I mean, come on, look at this. what if our project manager, you remember the one who has seemingly ghosted us, what if he reordered it when the materials didn't arrive as scheduled and then we got a double order delivered? That's what I'm worried about. I don't want to store it. I don't want to pay for it. I want it picked up. Now, we don't pay for the job until it's entirely done, so I suppose we could use that, but oh, I don't want to go there. I just want them to clean everything up and take any extras away, because that's an awful lot of brick. And even with all of that, this side hasn't been touched yet because they haven't gotten to the grass. This is all for the artificial grass, and I wonder if that's what's happening tomorrow. That could be exciting. Yeah, this stack right here, this stack over here worries me just a little bit because as far as I can tell, the wall's done. Well, good morning. It is Wednesday, May 21st. You're probably used to seeing this view by now. It's 6:43 and the crew's here. I mean, it's just two guys. They did a lot of work yesterday. I wonder if today they'll actually put down the artificial turf. I hope so. Today's the day I told them it had to be done. Can they pull it off? We'll find out. Looky there. Okay, so clearly they have smoothed out all of the sand over here. And I don't even recall what kind of sand that is in those bags, but there are 3 guys here today, and they are working on getting the ground ready to lay the new artificial turf. Cool. I saw 3. Do you see 4?
I thought because there's 2.
1, 2, 3. There, I see 4. Yep, we got 4 guys here today.
Bit of an overguy here.
Yep. I feel kind of weird standing right here recording, but I wanted to catch a shot of this machine tamping this down.
The guy who was here yesterday doing the pavers, he's not here.
Okay, so different crew today.
Well, I mean, our regular foreman guy is here.
Yeah. But watch this. I mean, it's really tamping down all of the sand. I'm gonna keep recording this so we can see all as he comes around the corner.
Still gonna put out there. Oh, and the weed barrier's got to go around too.
Yeah. See that? It smooths it out so nicely.
Yeah, I'm a little shocked at how well that little machine works.
That is just fun to watch. Look at that. Nice. It's time for the weed barrier. Yep.
Better clean off those footprints.
Jim says you better clean off those footprints. Yeah. Well, would you look at that? It's not even 8:30 in the morning and the weed shield is down. And there it is. It's coming. Okay, this is the fun part. Yeah, I could just sit here and watch this. I love this. Wow. Here's a little bit of a shot of the left side of the yard around the pool. We've now got grass down here. Well, artificial turf down here. This is where the gravel used to be. So the wall may have minimized the size of our yard just a little bit, but I think extending the turf through here help to open it back up again. I like that contrast. Still going. Still coming along over there. So here comes the sand. They're sprinkling that out, distributing it out. It's my understanding the sand helps to keep the blades of grass upright after people have been walking on it. And now it's all being ground into the grass, so we'll never see it, ideally. Huh. Well, it looks like they've been doing their final cleanup. I mean, even scooping out the debris from the pool, they hosed everything off. It's drying, but I think they are just about done. Look at there. I'll go outside in a little bit once they're gone, but there it is. Hello, hello. So it's now, okay, it's 2 o'clock. I have good news and bad news. I'm in my backyard. The crew just left, and it looks pretty good. Let me show you around. Okay, so here are the pavers coming off the patio. Here's the new artificial turf. Looks beautiful. Looks beautiful all the way through here. Now, I'm a little concerned over here. Looks like we got a spring over here. And the reason is, I could have sworn there was supposed to be gravel filled in over here. Maybe I was wrong. But let's come on over here and check out the other side. So, this is all artificial grass now. Looks beautiful. We've got the retaining wall. Obviously, the job for the whole yard is not done yet. For example, we need to paint the back wall, and then I need to fill in whatever kind of planters I want in here. I'm getting some ideas as to what I would like in here. Right now, it's just the dirt. And I'm probably going to take out this shrub here. It just doesn't do anything for me, and put in a tree and a little bit more ground cover or something nice. But as far as this part goes, I love it. I'm super happy with this. Now for the bad news. Let's come out front, shall we? Okay, now for the bad news. I'm out front. I would like to show you what I've been left with. So we've got trash, debris, more trash, more debris. Shall we come to the other side? Still a pile of sand, not swept up along here. It's all over my driveway. Leftover bricks, leftover pallets. Looks like unopened weed ender. Pallets full of bricks that haven't even been opened. More bricks. What on earth is this here for? Looks like I need to make some phone calls. I've been on the phone, believe it or not, the phone with our project manager. Isn't it remarkable how receptive he is to communicating with me now that he wants to get paid? Yes, that is true. However, I will say that, oops, it's bright out here. As he indicated this time, he did send out a crew to do most of the cleanup. Let me show you how the yard looks now. We are down to 3 piles. We have these pallets, this pallet, and I don't want to get a shot of the other side of the house yet, but I will. The other good news is the street. This is where all that garbage had been piled up, and I'll show you in a moment. The sand pile, gone. And the last pile is this pile of pallets here. Sand is gone. Tomorrow, they tell me they'll be back to haul all this away, and I think that will be a wrap. Well, good morning. Today is now Saturday, and Jim and I have been home for a week, back from our Disneyland trip. When we got home, just to kind of wrap things up, the front yard and all of the debris, all of the pallets and the leftover supplies, they had all been picked up. My mom came to the house and made sure that they got everything thoroughly cleaned. But then the funny thing is, they left without picking up the check, which was the whole point of them coming the next day anyway. So we got home, last Saturday afternoon. I didn't hear anything on Sunday, didn't hear anything on Monday. Tuesday, I got a text message asking if he could swing by and pick up the check. So he actually came by Wednesday morning. I just left it out front for him. And that's that. Everything is done. And I will show you once again how nice everything turned out. So it really is nice to come out and even walk on the grass. Got a lot of feathers to clean up, but the wall is done. Yeah, this is so much nicer. Really happy with the way this part turned out. There will be more to do in later phases. We've talked about this back here, but the job that they came out to do, they did beautifully. I'm super, super happy with the wall and the grass. It just feels so nice to even just walk out here on it. Oh, and over here. We haven't moved the grill, the smoker over here yet. It's going to move over here. One thing that we'll probably pick up in the not too distant future is a covered gazebo just for a barbecue grill. That's one thing Jim has mentioned he would really like to have. So I think we'll do that too, just to finish this up and have a little shade over here. Yeah, real happy with the way this turned out. What's it look like from over here? There we are. And it's done.